Hey guys, Adam from Goat Fabrication here. Wanted to do a overview video, an installation video of our JLU sliders, and actually kind of the information I'll give you will be the same for the 2-door or 4-door. So we're going to start with the sliders themselves. They come in two different variations. This is obviously the 4-door here. It is with or without the top plate. The sub-assembly itself, the structure, all the welding, gussets, brackets are all the same. The only difference is it's offered with a top plate for those who want maybe more of a secure step or area. So kind of to talk about the slider itself and what it's made of, this is a 2-inch 134 wall tubing. All the components that go together, all the tube mated surfaces are all fully welded all the way across. This is all 3/16 plate for the mounting brackets, fully gusseted, welded all the way around. This style of slider, actually, once it's installed on the vehicle, it'll kind of be in this position. And this is about a 23-degree incline. And what that does is anything off-road, off-camber, it really helps to protect the side of the vehicle when you're laying it on its side a little bit, right? So we've got the rock slider. The general purpose of this is to protect the rocker panels, but also come up to an obstacle, you're up on a rock, you're able to slide across the rock slider and get momentum to the next obstacle. The design of this, kind of compared to some of the others that are on the market, you know, this is a pretty common feature, a 2-tube style setup, but one of the things we've done, a lot of the other versions have a straight tube here in the back. What we've done is when we bend this tube, we weld the straight tube up against it so we don't have this dead stop of a tube in the way when we're off-roading, right? We don't want this to get hung up. The sliders themselves are a 2-stage powder coat. It's a primer powder coat and then a textured black over top of that. When you receive your sliders, kind of this is what it looks like here. This is actually a driver side. And the reason you can tell this is a driver side is because of the unique bracket that's in the front. So this always goes towards the front of the vehicle. The two similar brackets are towards the rear of the vehicle. That's the same on a 2-door. You'll have that unique bracket in front, but only one bracket back here. So we're going to start by removing the factory bolts on the JLU, and there's 3 locations, roughly here, here, and here. And that's an 18mm socket. So we're going to remove those bolts, and we'll come back here in a second as we go to install the sliders. All right, so we've removed the 3 bolts each side, the middle and rear mount, and the front mount bolt. So typically it is a lot easier if you have 2 people to help, 2 people to do the install, someone to help support it as you get the bolt started, but I'll kind of show you what we do to get it started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this up, get it into position, and start this center bolt here. Just a couple threads, just so enough that it's holding the slider into position. Then I'll do the same thing on both ends, starting to tighten everything up, and then we're gonna torque to 80 to 85 foot-pounds when we get that far. So we'll get that installed, and we'll kind of talk about the slider themselves and how they fit on the JLU. Okay, well, at least we got everything started. Now we can kind of work our way up, tighten each bolt, kind of move end to end to the center until we draw everything up, and like I said, then start to torque everything in. All right, now we've got it installed. Bolts are back in. We torqued everything to the 80 to 85 foot-pounds of torque in the 3 locations. As you can see, the rock slider is mounted, and this is where it gives us that 23-degree of slant on the side of the vehicle. So again, off camber, up against something, we have protection well up into the door. The sliders do work with or without the factory Rubicon rails. Doesn't hurt to leave them. If you do leave them, obviously you're closing up all the holes on the bottom of the pinch seam, and then you have that linear support down the side of the vehicle for the rock rail itself. As you can see, the brackets, now that they're installed, we're still well above the frame height, which is just a foot inboard in that direction. So we're well above that, so we don't have any ground clearance issues or lose any ground clearance itself. All right, so we've got it. We're installed right now. We're ready to go wheeling. I appreciate you guys taking the opportunity to watch our overview video and installation process for the JL rock sliders. and giving Goat Fabrication the opportunity to supply you with your next set of rock sliders. Thanks, guys.